Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again, and I've got the follow-up video for Spectral Throw, which actually is a follow-up video for Perforate, basically. So the goal is to set out and make Spectral Throw build and see if it can clear content and kind of viable in today's world. Technically, yes. So we did put a bunch of gear, pretty realistic harvest sort of shit. Your usual stuff, got a few exalts laying around, do some awakener robbing, and you got yourself a nice set of gear, and you can technically clear the game with Spectral Throw, and it doesn't feel that bad. It takes on everything, it's got nice clear speed. It does fall a bit short on some single target sort of feel good tests, so it's still got the damage. We're rocking, 6 to 8 million or so maybe single target DPS, but it depends on whether or not the single target of the slower proj is like hitting well, if you're sitting at the right sort of distance and angle and all of that, and then you can technically do everything and it feels okay. Problem is, it could feel so much better, and then knowing that you can just pivot into any other skill or many other skills and have a much nicer time makes it feel pretty bad. Since literally nothing about my build changed except for a couple of support gems and the skill gem itself, and then all of a sudden I was a different skill and it felt better to play. So with that, I would just throw out my recommendation or suggestion, because people can ask what Spectral Throw needs. Essentially it needs kind of like a bit more damage numbers, maybe something funkier on the damage number itself, like some flat, extra fizz, some conversion, some shit like that. But more importantly, it needs something like a pinpoint. The pinpoint support for spells is pretty damn good, and it's very fluid, very niche the way it works for swapping from single target AoE to single target. Likewise, the blood and sand interaction, where you can go sand stance and then blood stance at a whim, and all of a sudden become your clearing into your single target setup without having to change anything, and that feels really good. Spectral Throw doesn't really have that. You're either AoE with your GMP or your single target with your slower proj. And also the slower proj does feel a little bad because just that one single proj is just weird. So it needs something like a pinpoint. In any case, rising from the ashes of that is Perforate. So I did try out Blade Storm, tried out Perforate. I know Blade Flurry is pretty good. It's probably going to be fairly solid in this sort of setup as well. But I tried Perforate and I really liked it, and I've stuck to Perforate for this character to give an option for a really strong character if you want to pivot like I did on a Pathfinder such as this one. What you can see here is Sand Stance Perforate. So basically you slam the ground and 9 spikes come out in all different directions. It's basically just an AoE circle at this point with the amount of spikes we have. So it's very clean for clear. It's super instant on its attack. There's no delay like you would experience with so many things like your Spectral Throw, your Earthquake, whatever. So it's just instant gratification. That feels really good. We freeze pretty hard, and as a Pathfinder I'm fairly thick, and I'm not using an Abyssus either. This is a wave 19 I think Simulacrum, and wave 19 and 20 for Simulacrum has never felt so smooth for me. Genuinely, I think this is the cleanest I've ever done. The late part of a Simulacrum wasn't really in any danger, did all sorts of super bad mods on the waves, and going into Blood Stance you turn into single target, which is a lot of little spikes that pop out from the ground, and all of a sudden you have good single target DPS. So just by changing my helm to a different helm enchant, 2 additional spikes for Perforate, a few support gems, and then 5 passives to get rid of my little projectile damage node. That was the entire pivot, and all of a sudden we are a far superior build. And it felt pretty damn nice playing this one. Got it all the way to 95 pretty cleanly, smoothly, did all the end game possible. Cirrus and Maven and plenty of shit, just felt super clean with our flask sustain and our DPS and our overall just thickness on the character. Now the unfortunate truth is, and for me it's not really unfortunate, wearing an Abyssus doesn't seem to really negatively impact you. Pretty much at all. My character didn't have an Abyssus, and if I was going to build this from scratch, I would probably budget for an Abyssus, because there's no reason not to, at least on softcore. You're going to sometimes take a bit more damage only against the physical stuff and stuff that you're not insta-killing, which is fucking nothing. But you're gaining 40% more damage. In my current build, I've got like 15, 16 million DPS. In the background here is a triple beyonded, full sextanted, full whatever map, about as thick as it can get without delirium, insta-deleting everything. In any case, got about 15, 16 million DPS. Putting on Abyssus gives me 40% more, chucks you into like, 24, 25 million category. And that's the kind of category that pushes you over a threshold of deleting some bosses that might become threatening because they can last a bit longer. And instead, you just delete them before they do anything. So the big example will be the 5-way Uber fight at the end of this video, because everything else dies pretty cleanly, and as sustain without the Abyssus is nice, and Pathfinder is really nice, and Fortify and block and how I've built the character feels pretty good. But if things last just a little bit too long, then it still doesn't really matter. You'd much rather kill them instantly with an Abyssus and just have so much more damage. But for the general game, for the everything else that isn't completely crazy and over the top, which is, I'm talking about just the Breach Lords and the 5-way Uber Elder stuff, Uber stuff, it's probably, fine to not wear an Abyssus and crush everything. But the point is, it's just rarely an actual downside because it's such an offensive upgrade, and having an offensive upgrade in this game is basically the best defensive upgrade you can have. That's how it is on softcore anyway. That's how it, I guess, should be, and that's why I love my friend the Abyssus. So this is what a Cirrus looks like for the most part. We can chug flasks all day long. People say, why Pathfinder? I mean, it's got plenty of additional DPS for us from the nodes, but on top of that, just some of these fights having to be chugging flasks non-stop and basically having them up always is such an amazing quality of life that every single character I make that's a finely tuned Pathfinder usually ends up being one of my favorite builds of the league. It does take a good everything else to make it work. Basically, Pathfinder shines as well as the build is going to shine. If it's a good skill, if it's got good scaling and good gear, then Pathfinder's going to feel incredible. And that's how Pathfinder always has been. It's only as strong as the state of the rest of the game and the skill and build that you choose. And in this case, it was pretty good. This is probably currently the strongest character overall as an overall package I've done. For the league, I will say that the Chieftain Cyclone, if I invest at the same level of currency, is probably going to be better. It is probably my best build for the league, but I didn't invest quite as much, and it was my first character of the league. So I'd say if you really want to go some melee action and crush the entire game, something like this, but you will need some solid gear, or something like the starter Chieftain. Once again, you can go very solid gear, but it thrives off of minimal as well. Then those are your choices of the stuff I've played so far. What else is there to say? I'm going to just about leave you with the Uber fight. I bricked it once because I was still trying to figure out what I was doing with my little Perforate and stuff. We are extremely melee with Perforate, and unfortunately that is a big drawback in the world of this Uber thing if you're not instant killing stuff. So enjoy what ends up being quite the clusterfuck, and it was a lot of fun to do, and I think it's a pretty good viewing experience as well. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Alright, Chiola, once again, total cunt. Synthete is this one. Now I remembered that he spawns late last time around, and adjusted for that, but holy shit did he spawn late. Like, his spawn animation is fucking 15 seconds or something. I need to, like, really leave that alone. Dairy. Elder. Healer. Honestly hard to say what's a priority. They each have huge amounts of clusterfuck based off of, like, getting twinned and shit. I'm gonna say Atsiri and Chiola are probably still priorities. Maybe save cooldowns and try and pop Synthete if I can when he comes up. Let's see. Alright, Chiola again. I got very lucky with the fact that he decided to do his AoE first.
Gaze into the abyss.
Dude, how many shapers are up right now? Fucking 3 or 4?
I'm not up to that just yet.
Thank God for Pathfinder, dude. I'm getting so much flask value right now. Are they all up now? Yeah. I tried to pop cooldowns and go in. When the last 3 are up like that, it is so hard to get any uptime in. It went about as well as it could have, honestly. To begin with. What the fuck was that? I just then got randomly fucking hit by something. Ugh, shaper balls are being invisible right now. Taking no fucking damage. I think I was just out of range of him. I don't know if I can finish it right now. It's too much of a mess to have all 3 up with like Shaper having his own clones. And then each of them having like a potential to be cloned. And I've also got all 3 of the dudes that leave ground at the moment. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's maybe too far. Crazy how well it went, and then how it can turn. I need that to fuck off. I'm gonna start sand dancing for a bit. I mean, can I play the game now? This is getting so fucking ridiculous. Alright, sand stance from now on, I think. I think I have to be in sand stance from now on, which is fine. Maybe I can finish it off that way. Because I'm a little bit of range that way. Oh my god, it's so... I needed to dash there, but it was going to put me in the beam and I had no fucking choice. Dash has such a set range that I had no fucking choice. Go into the beam. We're close. We're fucking close. Like to killing Elder, which might get me there. Who did we twin terrors, man? Oh my god, double synthete.
My mana is gone. I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah, oh my god! I don't know enough about this fight. Oh, Jesus. What a fucking clown fiesta.
More challenges for the next round.
What did I make out of that? Like fucking 4 chaos? Imagine doubting, yeah, okay. Because that went so fucking well. We just crushed the doubters, didn't we? Check it, I don't know. Fucking fuck. Yeah, I just needed to be able to, like, commit to changing stances every now and again. I was too tunnel visioned into blood stance. I need to turn myself into a little bit more. Hey, I actually made money back. Platinum Valdos. Yeah, I need it to be a bit more range. Very easy, thanks for 9 months. Which actually says it all. How fucking stupid it is being melee in this game. Like, what's the difference? About a third. Close to a third of my damage if I go sand stance. And yet it is better for almost all of that fight to be in sand stance if I want to win.